A year since the US put travel restrictions on Europe and the whole travel industry went into meltdown. On last night's programme, I invited you to send me your last pre-pandemic travel photos from this time last year. And boy, you did. Dozens of you sent us the pictures along with the stories of cancelled flights, abandoned itineraries, a few people who got stuck in places they weren't expecting. We also heard plenty of hopes for the future, hopes to reunite with family and friends in far places, or indeed just to finish that trip that got interrupted. Now, as we go into our next guest, I'll keep the pictures playing. So the pictures that you see are those that you sent us of your trips and your holidays before the pandemic. And from Miami, Florida. You didn't send us one, Steve, but I didn't ask you. You didn't. The Kayak CEO Steve Hafner is with me. So we're getting close, aren't we? We're getting close. The UK says maybe middle of May the travel ban will lift, that people are starting to make plans. There's a real feeling that the people we're seeing on the screen now will be able to travel. What are you seeing?
We're seeing a slight rebound. It's so glimmers of optimism out there. You know, if you look at TSA data, for example, passengers who are going through airports, it's still down about 45% from pre-pandemic levels. But if you look at search data, which is what we have at Kayak as a leading indicator, it's only down about 50% from pre-pandemic levels. But there's a big hidden message there is places like Miami, which is where I am, query volume is only down 25%. New York is down 70%. So people do want to travel. They're just not going to the traditional hotspots they used to.
And they're wanting safety, they're wanting security, they're wanting to be assured. So this idea of vaccination certificates, let's not call it passports, vaccination certificates. Do you see this as becoming the new yellow fever card?
I don't know. I mean, I think for this pandemic, we've probably passed a point in time where we can coordinate a timely response to that. But there are a lot of working groups and governments looking into it for the next pandemic. And historically, we've got these things happening every 4 to 5 years. So hopefully for the next one, we've got something in place that can anticipate and fulfill the needs there.
What's this business of you opening a hotel? I mean, surely, it's a real hotel, but is the idea as a laboratory, or are you actually planning to go into competition with those people who may be actually selling on your site?
So, Richard, what you're referring to is our launch earlier this week of the Kayak Miami Beach, which is our first hotel. And you're not the first person who's asked me, why is a flight meta search company getting into the hotel business? And the answer is we're not really getting into the hotel business. We don't want to compete against the Hiltons or the Marriotts of the world. But what we do want to do is level the playing field for great, small, independent hotels who don't have access or the wherewithal to the latest technologies. So with Kayak Miami Beach, it's kind of our design lab where you can use the Kayak app, check in, check out, summon housekeeping, make a reservation at the restaurant. And we want to make that technology available to all the other small, great hotels around the country.
So a laboratory. One final point, Steve. I finally managed to get refunds for all the various flights. 12 months it took for all the various flights that I was meant to go on my honeymoon with. I'll still do the honeymoon at some point. But my point is, I was given vouchers. Some cases I had to battle against consolidators or bucket shops, or how one appeared to sell me a ticket, but over lines of another or through a third. This has not been the industry's finest hour, and I realise the size and scale has been enormous. But what needs to change in terms of the refunding for future?
Yeah, I mean, a lot of consumers made interest-free loans to airlines who had no idea that they were doing that, and sometimes to online travel agencies instead. So, you know, I like you, had a lot of travel plans that got canceled, and I have been in the position of lending airlines money for no interest. I think the biggest change that's happened is the airlines realize this and have introduced free cancellation or waived cancellation penalties, although they still kind of keep your money depending on which fare class you buy. So it's something that I think everyone recognizes is a problem. Hopefully we'll get our way to fixing it. But more importantly, you know, I think when travel demand comes back and we can put this pandemic behind us, you will actually be able to make a booking and go on your trip, and you won't have to worry about this experience again.
Thank you, Steve. By the way, since you're now in the hotel business, I'd like breakfast at 7:30, English breakfast tea, please, and soft-boiled eggs. Hopefully your app will be able to accommodate me.
We'll do that, Richard. Thank you.